Hey guys, today we are making some of my favorite fall sheet pan dinners. Sheet pan dinners are my go-to weeknight meals right next to slow cookers. Quick and easy, all baked together on one pan and minimal cleanup. Today we will be making pierogis with sausage, peppers, and onions, maple mustard salmon with sweet potatoes and green beans, my autumn sausage and veggies, pretzel crusted chicken with honey mustard dipping sauce, teriyaki pork tenderloin, and sheet pan lasagna. If that sounds good, let's go get started because we have a lot to cover. So starting out with our sheet pan sausage and pierogis, I am thinly slicing up 2 bell peppers, as well as 1 onion, and 12 ounces of kielbasa sliced into 1/2-inch coins. I like to use the turkey kielbasa, but any will do. And then in a small bowl, I am going to combine 4 tablespoons of olive oil, some salt and pepper to taste, 2 teaspoons of fresh thyme, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, which is optional. So we just want to mix that together. And then I have a large sheet pan lined with parchment paper. And I am going to arrange the peppers, onions, kielbasa all on half of the sheet pan. And then I'm going to add 6 to 20 ounces of frozen potato and cheddar pierogis. And then we just want to drizzle that oil all over the top. And we are going to bake this for about 15 to 20 minutes, flipping and stirring everything around. And then baking for an additional 15 to 20 minutes or until everything is nice and golden brown and toasty. This meal right here is a staple in our household right now. Pierogis just suddenly became my son's favorite meal. So I have been making this about once a week and it is just so satisfying and comforting. But using that turkey kielbasa keeps it just a little bit healthier and it's great dipped in mustard. So now moving on to our sheet pan maple mustard salmon. I have 2 large sweet potatoes that I skinned and cubed. And to that I am adding some oil with some salt, pepper, paprika, cinnamon, and garlic powder. And the cinnamon is just really great here, even though it might sound a little strange. The warmness of the spice goes really well with the sweet potatoes. So then I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees and I am just going to put the sweet potatoes on my sheet pan here and bake for about 20 to 25 minutes because they do take a lot longer than the other ingredients to bake. So in a small bowl here I am going to combine a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 2 cloves of garlic minced, as well as some salt, pepper, and paprika. We're just going to give that a good stir. So now we're going to set that aside and work on our green beans. And we're going to do the same thing to the green beans that we did the sweet potatoes, minus the cinnamon. But I am going to just use the same bowl that I had the sweet potatoes in with some more oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, and I think that's all I did. I don't think I did the paprika on those. So then we're just going to add those to the other side of the sheet pan, along with 3 to 4 salmon fillets. And now we are going to brush on about half of the maple sauce onto the salmon, but you might want to use a spoon to avoid dipping the raw fish into the sauce because we want to use it later for serving. So I like to drizzle it on with a spoon so we're not cross-contaminating here. And then we are just going to bake that until the salmon is nicely cooked. I like mine a little bit more well done, but you know it's done if you take a fork and it flakes apart really easily. This one is just so delicious, so full of fall flavors. I love the combination of like the sweet and savory, the maple and the tart mustard. And of course, as I said, cinnamon on sweet potatoes. If you've never tried it, you are missing out. It really just complements the flavor of sweet potatoes so well. And now moving on to my autumn sausage and veggie sheet pan meal here. So I am cutting up 16 ounces of sweet potatoes, about 3, depending on the size. And we're just going to peel and dice them, as well as 1 small red onion diced into chunks, 16 ounces of Brussels sprouts, either halved or quartered, depending on how big they are. I'm going to do 2 apples diced into chunks, as well as 12 ounces of smoked sausage cut into slices. And we are just going to arrange that all on our sheet pan. I like to do them in little rows. It's just aesthetically pleasing. And then all over the top, we are going to drizzle about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And then we want to add about 1 teaspoon each of thyme, sage, and rosemary. And one little tip is, if you are using dried herbs, try to rub it together in the palms of your hands. The warmth of your hands will actually activate the oils in the herbs, and they will taste more flavorful. And then I'm also just going to sprinkle on some salt and pepper to taste. And we just want to toss that to coat. And I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and we just want to roast it for about 15 minutes. And then we're going to give everything a stir and roast another 15 minutes. This one is super quick and easy, and yes, you get some nice veggies in there. This is just the best comfort food. I love just getting a big bowl of this and settling down. The flavors, especially from the sausage, apples, and herbs, just really meld and flavor everything in the dish. So now moving on to our teriyaki pork tenderloin. You can really use any veggies here. I like to use a bag of baby carrots, as well as some potatoes that I cut in half if I use baby potatoes. And I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil, salt, and pepper on those. And then I have my tenderloins on the sheet pan, and I'm just brushing those with teriyaki sauce. This is super quick and easy. Then we are just going to bake this at 425 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until the pork is cooked internally to about 150 to 160. If you like it more pink, then you could do 140. I like it a little bit more well done. And then in a small bowl here, I am combining 4 tablespoons of softened butter with some chives, 2 cloves of garlic, and some salt and pepper. And I'm just going to brush this all over the done pork. It's going to melt and infuse all into that roasted pork. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So after we've let the pork rest for about 15 to 20 minutes, we are going to slice it and serve with our roasted carrots and potatoes. So now moving on to our pretzel crusted chicken sheet pan dinner. What we're going to do is first make our honey mustard, which is 1/2 cup of mayo, 1/4 cup of honey, 3 tablespoons of Dijon. And we're just going to give that a good stir. And we just want to take about 1/4 cup of that and add 1 egg to that. And then we're going to place 1 pound of baby potatoes halved, and 1 pound of Brussels sprouts trimmed and halved on a sheet pan, and we are going to drizzle on some oil, salt and pepper, and some of that honey mustard sauce. And we want to bake this at 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. And while that's in the oven, we are going to work on our chicken. So I have 2 cups of crushed pretzels that I'm combining with 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and some salt and pepper. And then I have 1.5 pounds of thinly sliced chicken breast cutlets, and we are going to dip them in the egg and honey mustard mixture and then press them into the pretzel mixture. And then once the 10 to 15 minutes is up on our potatoes and Brussels sprouts, we're going to add the chicken to the pan and spray them with a little bit of oil. And we just want to bake that for 15 to 20 minutes more, or until the chicken is cooked to 165. And then we are going to serve it all with the remaining honey mustard sauce. My favorite thing to dip chicken tenders in is honey mustard, and I love honey mustard pretzels, so I thought why not combine them and make this dish. It's just very fall, very Oktoberfest. Definitely good with a nice cold beer. Now last but certainly not least, we are moving on to Sheet Pan Lasagna, and this is actually Giada's recipe. I will link that down below. But I just had to share this one. It is so delicious. If you like the crispy parts of the lasagna, this entire dish is the crispy parts of the lasagna. So in a skillet over medium heat, I am adding 1 clove of garlic minced in some oil, and adding some crushed red pepper, optional. And then once that is cooked, about 30 seconds or so, we're going to add in 5 ounces of baby spinach that I chopped up and a sprinkle of salt. And we just want to cook that down until it's wilted and then squeeze out as much moisture as possible. And then we are going to add that to 1 cup of ricotta cheese. And then in that same skillet, we are going to cook 1 pound of Italian sausage with the casings removed, along with 1 onion diced. I believe she used red onion. So then I have 1 pound of lasagna noodles broken into 2-inch pieces that I boiled for about 5 to 6 minutes. You want it to be very al dente. And you want to reserve a half a cup of pasta water. So then we are going to add 4 cups of marinara sauce to the sausage mix. And then to that we are going to add the pasta. One cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, the pasta water, and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And we just want to spread that onto a foil-lined sheet pan that I greased with some oil. And then we are going to dollop on the ricotta mixture and sprinkle with the remaining 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese and 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. And we want to bake that for about 30 minutes or until it is all nice and golden brown and bubbling. And there you have it, some of my favorite fall sheet pan dinners. As I said, these are so quick and easy for the weeknights, minimal cleanup, and they are just all so comforting, so full of fall flavor and warm. It's like a hug in a bowl, hug in a dish. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding stuffy today. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but we are all getting over a cold. 'Tis the season. I hope you are all staying happy and healthy and having a great day today. If you want to give these a try or just want to say hi, please drop me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching to the end, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.